The Washington Post is reporting that the NSA just last year alone broke privacy rules and committed unauthorized surveillance thousands of times. Now, that's shocking, I suppose, from the point of view of a few months ago. Now, it's pretty much what we would expect. But we've got some awesome numbers coming from an NSA audit that's dated May of 2012. And they say that there were 2,776 incidents in the preceding 12 months of unauthorized collection, storage, access to, or distribution of legally protected communications. Now, in the wake of this information coming out, we've got some Democrats who are actually fighting back, and perhaps this will be the spark that will lead to some regulation of the NSA. But others are saying that many of these breaches of privacy rules and unauthorized surveillance are the product of typos and things like that. I don't know how much I'm buying that, but that's what they're saying after this information is being released. Like, for instance, that because of a 2 being dropped off of an area code, instead of spying on Egypt, they spied on Washington, D.C.
God, that seems convenient.
Legit.
Okay. They need to have, if they have a typo, they should have just like, when you are on Google and you type in the wrong word, suggestions come up. And I wonder if they have suggestions on the NSA page, like, did you mean the Johnsons as opposed to the Johnstons? And then you get to choose who you're going to eavesdrop on.
Did you mean to follow the Constitution?
No. Does that come up first?
I hope.
Did you mean Washington, D.C. or Alexandria, Egypt? Okay. And by the way, when you accidentally get Washington, I would think that you would stop right there. Like, it's not like, wait, is this Cairo or no?
I expected them to speak Egyptian. Oddly enough, no.
Yeah, but so I don't know about the typos and stuff. And even if you gave them a pass on that, there are a couple of things you can't give them a pass on. They had unauthorized access to intercepted communications. Well, that's just flat out totally wrong. They had use of automated systems that did not have privacy safeguards built into them. You're not supposed to do that. And then finally, the most important one, at least one instance where the court, the FISA court, did not learn of a new collection method for months. They're supposed to go to the FISA court. This is the thing that they say. And the FISA court, largely a rubber stamp, usually, right? They go, okay, I'd like to, get phone records for every single American. The FISA court's like, boom, go for it, right? And apparently they were doing something.
Well, first they go, is it part of a case?
Okay, yeah. Oh, wait. Are you guys looking into terrorism? Oh, you are? Oh, go ahead.
Okay, go ahead.
So now in this case, they don't even go to the FISA court for months in a new way of doing surveillance. When they finally go to the court says, yeah, no, that was unconstitutional. You should have never done that in the first place.
But you're leaving out that the NSA is supposed to self-report all their mistakes, which they did in this audit. So
if you can't trust the NSA, who can you trust at this point?
But they're supposed to self-report in an audit that we would never have known about. I mean, it's the biggest waste of time in the history of the world. Here are all these bad things we did. Okay. Thanks for telling us.
Do you gentlemen think that private companies could do this job better?
Well, like they already are.
What if we just gave American Express the responsibility of doing it, since they already are? Don't you think their errors would be fewer?
I don't know. At this point, I don't know.
Yeah, well, look, part of it is that so much of it has been outsourced to private contractors. Apparently not, right, is the answer. They apparently do it about just as crappy a job. And the head of the FISA court, U.S. District Court Judge Reggie B. Walton, who, by the way, I read a different article a couple of weeks ago talking about what a rubber stamper he is. And now it's so unfortunate because the reason he got into law in the first place was civil rights, and he's cares deeply about it. He's an African-American judge.
Been the judge in a lot of important federal cases.
Right. And unfortunately, he developed this record on the FISA court of just rubber stamping everything that came by. Oh, is it terrorism? Great, have at it. Oh, civil rights, I don't know what those are. Keep going, right? And so, but even he, in this instance, was saying exactly Ben's point. He's like, but wait a minute. How would I know if you did something wrong if you never reported it to me?
That's right.
I have no independent oversight. I can't come in and say, okay, what did you violate and what didn't you violate? You just every once in a while come and say to me, trust me, these are my only violations.
Yeah.
How about you say there's 2,776 of them. What if there's 3,776 of them? You just didn't tell me the other 1,000.
Well,
how would I know?
What other mistakes are being made? I mean, those are just a few of the mistakes. But what about the person who wakes up and there's no money in their bank account? And they think the bank made a mistake. but maybe the government did. I am so not Jesse Ventura on these issues, and don't want to be on True TV talking about all these like theories. But like,
You want to stay on the grid.
I do.
Yeah,
I really
like
do.
the
And I
grid.
want people
I like
to
the
think
grid.
I'm
Yeah,
sane
yeah,
and that
yeah.
I'm normal.
Right.
But I do believe that if you have the errors, that many errors, there's got to be a proportion of that, correct? That would be really bad, right?
Yeah, that would not appear on the audit, perhaps.
That would never appear
Yeah,
on
that's
the audit.
possible.
So in a program that is not transparent, that was secret just about 6 months ago, I wonder to what degree and what mistakes the government is making with innocent people who are being caught up as collateral damage in what is some sort of weird stab at security.